Welcome to the Freedom Chronicles.
Definitely an antisocial type.
Only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
We got a loudspeaker here, and when we go into battle, we play music very loud.
With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Freedom Chronicles. Thank you for watching. My name is Mike Imbasciani. I'm your host, and we are, of course, broadcasting from the Brian Chapman State Farm bunker right here in Southwest Florida. And like a good neighbor, Brian Chapman State Farm is there for all of the insurance needs that you have for your very own bunker. Give his office a call at 941-625-9998 or visit the office at 2040 Tamiami Trail in Port Charlotte. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If you're watching this the day before Thanksgiving, I hope you have a wonderful time with friends and family. And that's what we're doing here. You should have seen the pre-show Just Love Fest that we had here. We're very excited. With us, as always, is Mr. Ken Lovejoy. And in the studio for the very first time, you've seen him on the show a couple times now. You've also seen him on Blaze TV's Normal World. It's Derek Richards.
Nice to be here.
Yes.
And it is a love fest between you and me.
Yes.
This dumpster fire between us.
What's up with those sunglasses on the head?
Yes.
Good
on the broad? He's in sunny Florida.
I know, but we're in the studio now.
Yeah, I know, folks. As you may notice, take a look around you. We are very excited. We have this brand new studio look. No more sitting next to somebody and looking straight ahead in the camera. We have this wonderful personal feeling.
It's
Again,
a great looking studio. I think the studio looks fantastic.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. You know, Derek, you and I are having a good time.
Yeah, we're fine.
Ken's in his bah humbug moment just before the holidays.
This is nothing what you described.
I disagree.
And,
Do you have any idea how long it took me to build that library behind us?
I know. Look at that. The Amish work very fast.
I can
Quickly and cheap.
appreciate the Amish woodwork.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
This is the library, of course, that doesn't have all that gay shit in it. So.
No, it is not. So
that's in the other wing.
That's in
The left wing.
The left wing. Hey, exactly. So, folks, thank you for joining us on this episode. This is the Thanksgiving special. So, obviously, the three of us, Derek, you're in town. You're at Visani this weekend.
Yes, I am.
So, folks, if you're in the Southwest Florida area and you're looking for something to do, besides see my band, Mike Imbasciani and his Blues Rockers, which you can also do this weekend, MikeImbasciani.com for the full show schedule. You can go check out Derek Richards tonight, Wednesday night. Of course, by the time they watch this, the show's kind of sold out anyway.
Also on Friday.
Tonight's show, your show tonight at 7:30 is almost sold out. Just a few seats left.
Yeah, Wednesday's packed. Cool. Then we got a show Friday, and then we have two shows on Saturday at Visani. Always a
just
great
log
time.
on to Visani.net. Get your tickets right there, folks.
Yes, and it's a great time.
And you can see Mike and me the same weekend.
Yeah,
you're playing locally.
You can go down
exactly.
There's North Fort Myers to the Parrot.
Naughty Parrot Tiki Hut on Saturday, 7 to 10. So, and then down in Bonita on Friday night at the stage. That's a fun area over there.
Is it?
Oh yeah, they do
the
it.
Stage?
They do the stage. Yeah,
I haven't
Good
been
food.
down there yet. What's it like?
It's great. The stage is huge in the corner, and they have a dance floor. They have a full bar and a couple different areas for seating. So it's nice.
How's the food?
Very good food.
Yeah,
very good food. Yeah, they do fantastic prime rib.
That was weird though. That it was when I looked at the ad, I'm like, man, Mike's going to be playing with a ton of people there.
Yeah,
because it doesn't say it's just you.
I know.
It makes it sound like there's tons of different guitar.
It's the
tributes.
Guitar Heroes show.
Yeah.
So because I do the Simply Clapton show, and we do that at Visani as well. Coming up on Tuesday, December 5th.
Great show.
Folks, you can go to Visani.net when you get your tickets to see Derek and get your tickets to see me. Simply Clapton show Tuesday, December 5th. And so I do the Clapton show. And when I talked to the owner at the stage, he was like, well, we want to do the Clapton thing, but we want to get more people in. So we want more artists. What else can you do? I said, well, I have my blues band, which does everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's like, well, we only need like 6 total. So it's the Guitar Heroes show where it's Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Dwayne Allman from the Allman Brothers, Santana,
and C.C. DeVille from Poison.
Right. Bob Dylan.
That's after the costume change.
Yes. So, and Bob Dylan was the other one
All right.
that we picked.
Dwayne, what Dwayne Allman song?
Well, the Allman Brothers.
Yeah, but which one?
We're doing One Way Out and Whipping Post.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the staples,
Yeah.
And then Santana stuff,
More
Black
Dickie
Magic
Betts,
Woman.
though, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
And then CC DeVille, Nothing But a Good Time,
Oh, of course.
and Talk Dirty to Me.
Yeah. We end the show with that.
Could you imagine?
That would be
Hey,
amazing.
We were talking about Ted Nugent before the show. I got
Yeah.
to see Ken and I went to go see him at the Seminole Casino in Immokalee there.
Great show.
It was, I think, the second show of his final tour that he just ended the tour.
Adios Mofo
Yeah,
tour.
fantastic. And fantastic show, first of all. I bought the t-shirt and the hat. You've seen
Got
me
the
wear the
hat.
hat on the show. And that was really the first time I'd heard more than just parts of Cat Scratch Fever and Stranglehold. you know?
Right.
I hear all these other fantastic songs. Of course, he did the F Joe Biden song. That deserved a round of applause. That was
Of course
great.
he did.
Of course he did. And
He's a great show. I mean, and now he'll still come back. From what I had heard, he's going to pick some select venues to still go back to every once in a while.
that would be nice.
So he's not going off on the big world tours anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
no one's getting any younger.
No.
well, and he
and-
lives in Florida part-time too.
But
Yeah.
the dude's in great
So.
shape. I mean, as opposed to when you look at some of these other rockers
Yeah.
that are, aging out.
Yeah, like Meatloaf. I mean, he
Well,
aged out completely.
He aged out completely.
Yeah.
But
The meatloaf has expired.
Like Joe
Yeah, the
Walsh.
expired Meatloaf.
Yeah.
That should be like the new Meatloaf release when they
Expired.
dig through like the archives of Meatloaf
Going through the vaults.
stuff. Expired
Yeah.
Meatloaf
Expired meatloaf.
Expired meatloaf.
or stale Meatloaf.
Stale meatloaf.
Moldy
Rancid
meatloaf.
meatloaf.
Rancid meatloaf. Perfect.
Rancid
That's it.
meatloaf. There is a tribute show for Meatloaf. That's just meat, MEET, meatloaf.
Of course it is.
Yeah, they put on a good show though. from what
I'm
I've seen.
sure they do.
But talking about Ted, I just added Stranglehold to the set.
Yeah.
It's so funny because it's like, I don't know, it's like a bit of a harder rock song for me to do in my set.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we'll see how the crowd responds to it. And all
Great
the
response.
people you would never expect singing along, going nuts, going, yeah, Ted Nugent.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun. It's a lot of
Everybody
fun.
loves the 10 Fingers of Doom.
Exactly. Who
I
doesn't?
had seen him so many years ago back in a prior lifetime when I was
Yeah.
in radio and interviewed him on a few occasions, and
That's
he
cool.
is wickedly entertaining.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how you see him now is how he was back then. I mean, he's a lot more
Mhm.
political now when you see him on, if you're watching
Yeah,
Fox
back
or you
in the
see him
day.
on
Yeah.
with Piers Morgan or something like that too. But yeah, even years ago, he was always insanely entertaining.
Mhm. Yeah, I found when I was learning Stranglehold, I popped on YouTube and wanted to see some of his live stuff. So I typed in, and he has what must have been originally a VHS tape of him doing the educational video. It's an hour long. I sent it to you.
Yeah.
And for the first 10 minutes, it's hilarious. He goes, you may not need the deer urine official Ted Nugent hunting scent. But it does help. You may not need the, all his merch that he's going through.
Oh yeah,
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
But-
he's a great guy.
Yes,
Very
definitely.
very
So Uncle Ted, if you're
giving
watching,
of his time.
come on to
Yes.
the show. We'll have some
That'd
fun.
be
and
awesome.
We'll jam. But yeah,
Be
Stranglehold, so much fun to play. And folks, as you notice, this is the Thanksgiving special. We're not talking about too much today. We're going to get into, obviously, we'll have our Patriot and Trader of the Week and all that. But we'll get into some political things, but it's about rejoicing in the holiday season as we enter the holiday season. All right. Ken,
Sure.
would you care to share a Thanksgiving from the past?
Well,
He's repressed a lot of those memories.
Well,
but-
there's not a lot of them. I mean, when I was growing up, yeah. Well, once my parents divorced, when I was in the 5th grade, all my relatives still lived approximately in the same location. So it was the cavalcade of stops. and
Yeah.
This aunt and uncle,
Oh, yeah.
this grandma and grandpa, that grandma and grandpa.
Nobody
that
wanted to
aunt
come
and
to just
uncle.
one house.
No, because it was their side and our
Right,
side,
yeah.
obviously. So that went well. And then when I joined the Navy, I think I was home for one Thanksgiving in 10 years after that. And I was either at sea or on duty
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving for all those. And then my first 7-8 years in radio, I was always working.
It was
on
the burger.
Thanks-
It was the Burger King
exactly
coupons
exactly
for
yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh yeah,
Charlie, the owner of the first radio station I worked at, KSIT, top of the rock, Rock Springs, Wyoming. He'd show up on payday and he'd hand me my check and he'd go, "Hey, can you wait until Tuesday to cash this? And he gave me like $60 worth of Burger King dollars.
Are you serious?
Swear to God.
That is so classic old school radio.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Where they would do that before you had all the monster conglomerates that bought everything up.
Yep.
Yeah, there was more. Yeah, I've worked at a couple radio
Well,
stations
mom,
that,
pops.
that clearly, like I worked at one in Pennsylvania, and we had paychecks 5 consecutive weeks that came from 5 different banks. And I go back to even when I was back in broadcasting school, and they would tell us, they said, listen, if your radio station, I swear to you, they said this, if your radio station starts changing banks, that is a sign of getting out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I did. I'm like, oh, this is bad.
I was at Wax FM, WAXF. I got recruited to that to leave Rock Springs and go to Youngstown. And Kelly Holtzclaw was the owner. And Ed Hill, our PD, saw the writing on the wall, tried to take me with him to South Carolina. But I'm like, well, now I got a chance to be PD. So I'm going to hang here for the experience. Yeah. Bad idea. The guy, he about 5 months later bounced 2 payroll checks on us.
Of course he did.
I was lucky in that I got my first one cashed. I was like the last one to get any money out of it. And the second one wasn't there. So I talked to the chief engineer. We called the FCC, find out, we're not going to work for this. We're not going to keep it on the air if we're not getting paid. So it was Friday morning. I played Take This Job and Shove It and Money, That's What I Want, back to back for 3 hours. And then went on and said, we now take Wax FM now leaves the air until such time as its owner can pay its employees.
Went dark. Yeah.
Done.
And I started that next Monday at K-Rock.
Okay.
In afternoons.
What did they do to lure you to Youngstown? $70?
Hey, well, from Rock
cards?
Springs,
Well,
Wyoming.
surface of the moon to,
Rock Springs,
dump.
Wyoming, it didn't take much. Now, I had a mentor in San Diego who called me and said, I got another buddy of mine, Ed Hill, and they're starting a radio station in Youngstown, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for you to, get out.
Think about killing yourself.
Do you want to get out of Youngstown? Do you want to get out of Rock Springs? I'm like, good God, yes, please get me out of here.
How bad was Rock Springs where Youngstown looked like the yellow brick road?
Well, I've
been to both of those cities. I haven't spent any significant amount of time in either one.
Thankfully, I get out of the Navy. I'm tending bar at my little brother's bar and restaurant at the time in Mesa, Arizona. And I'm sending tapes and resumes out all over to every radio station trying to get a gig. And I got an offer in Rock Springs, Wyoming. Well, I grew up in Washington. Hell, we used to go snowmobiling at West Yellowstone.
How different could it be?
Sure.
How different could it be?
I'm driving through the night. It's foggy as hell when I get to Rock Springs. I check into the Motel 6. I get up the next morning, throw open the curtains. It's like the surface of the moon, man. It's just nothing. Well, then I went through a winter there. It was 55 below zero. I had to go start my truck like 2 hours before I even left for work.
Oh,
so it was easy to get me out of there.
Well, that's like the trip I just took out west. I went through New Mexico, and thank God not at night. Because there's nothing. There's just nothing there. I stopped.
It was a great station. I mean, great station. It was excellent experience. I got
Wyoming?
to play what I wanted. Yeah, I got to play what I wanted. I'd go in like an hour and a half before shift, pull my music. We had a wheel, but the top 40 wheel and stuff, it was kind of like all purpose, but from afternoons till the next morning, it was classic rock. And we'd take all requests. I was playing requests. I was news director. So it was an excellent learning experience for me. It was a great gig. But I was literally living in a shack behind an old house right next to the railroad tracks.
Nice.
I could barely make my truck
payment. Was in Wyoming?
Yeah. Could barely make my truck payment. And again, Burger King dollars in lieu of cashing my paycheck.
That was the first Airbnb.
Well, and so talking about Thanksgiving, it's like the radio staple to play Alice's Restaurant every year.
And that was Rock Springs is where I first found that out.
Yeah.
They would call me and say, "Are you going to play Alice's Restaurant?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess if I can find it." And I found it, and I'm like, "This is 18 minutes long."
Yep.
18 change, 1834, something like that.
I had worked at a rock station that was more that was playing more. It was a harder rock station,
Mhm.
and Thanksgiving, people would call up and, hey, you gonna play Alice's Restaurant? So we put together a montage of us going, no, not a chance. Beat it. No.
Oh, and just
Get a
bump
life.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Visit your family. No. So we had put all these calls together about and then we'd play it like every hour. You know,
Like just a reminder.
you want Alice's Restaurant? Go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Q106. So it was great.
See, I get requests because I grew up listening to Arlo Guthrie and Bob Dylan anyway. So I had an Arlo Guthrie
Who are you?
greatest hits.
I
I know. I'm 80.
You
on
are
the
a-
inside. I'm Benjamin Button.
You are a damn
He's an
unicorn.
old soul living in the new world.
Arlo, how old are you? You said
I'm turning 27, next
27.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Arlo Guthrie.
His
Arlo
left nut
Guthrie.
still
I
hasn't
could
dropped.
walk up and down, go up anywhere with a bunch of 27-year-olds.
Yeah.
Ask them if they know who Arlo Guthrie
No,
is.
you would
Nobody.
get nothing. But
Not
no.
even.
Nothing.
Not even.
They
And
would
so
not know.
I knew the words, all of the words to Alice's Restaurant, probably 5 years before I ever played it.
What is wrong?
Silence your cell phone, you
I'm
broadcast professional.
It's family member, and they have ring.
they have ring through,
ring
that's right,
through,
yes.
so I can't
Getting
do
ready.
anything about that. So.
Oh, it's one of those group threads?
huh?
the
with
group
family?
chat.
The
You
group
coming
chat?
for Thanksgiving? No.
Yeah.
But that's just it. Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving has always been kind of tough up
Mhm.
until the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Really,
Right.
once I hooked up with Pookie, then it was a tradition thing.
Yeah.
Then I started getting back into the the
With
holiday
Pookie?
thing. My ex.
Oh, it sounds like you're hooking up with a dude in Cell Block D in San Quentin.
No, that was before I got into radio.
Oh,
That
gotcha.
was before.
gotcha.
Yeah, that was before Rock Spring.
Gotcha.
That was in
Okay,
the
cool.
80s.
That was
It in
before
the
Rock
80s.
Bottom.
Yeah.
Just checking. Rock Springs, Rock Bottom.
Yeah.
Really
Before
close.
rehab.
Same difference. Uh,
Real close.
real close. And so, folks, as we talk about Thanksgiving here, a new poll has found that over 60% of registered voters are hoping to avoid discussions of politics at this year's Thanksgiving dinner. And we say, no, sir. Now should be the time to bring up the politics. Make that nice Thanksgiving.
I really think
table
that has been
a little
blown out of
uncomfortable.
proportion.
Yeah.
Myself. I think that the media
Oh, yeah,
brings
of
that
course.
up because I don't really think it happens that much. I mean,
What conversation about
well,
politics?
it
No.
might happen, but if for the most part, no. I think it's more about football, food, and visiting with family members that you haven't seen for a year. If you've got some McDouche college student,
Oh, yeah.
that shows up home, wearing
Knowing that Uncle
wearing
Bob
some
is going to,
Palestinian scarf, they're usually the ones that bring the crap with them. It's
Yeah.
not the other people there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, do we talk about? Well, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
So,
I was going to say, this
that
is
was
the precursor
bad.
to tomorrow.
Bad. Bad.
Yeah,
bad
you
enough.
guys do.
Bad
but
example.
I mean, but you host a show,
Yes.
a
Right.
conservative show. You've got a conservative radio show.
So you're used to
So
talking
that's
about it.
certainly something
Yeah.
that's more common
And
conversation.
and we can
amongst the
keep
two
it
of you.
civil.
Exactly.
You know.
Well, and I mean, we're all having Thanksgiving together tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's the sort of thing like we all have basically the same ideas and
Right.
feelings about it.
Mhm.
So we are able to stay civil, and we know that, and the other people who will be there, including the family, all think that way. So it's fine. It's when you get these big extended families where you have little Timmy who went off to college and is now a chick
And got
Yeah.
groomed.
and got groomed.
Yeah.
And then Uncle
Timmy's
Bob.
Timmy's now Tina.
Yeah, and Uncle Bob, who served in Vietnam, might not like Timmy's blue hair.
See, I've never
Had that
even when I was
situation.
growing up, never had that situation at all. So
What's that?
I can't relate to that. To where you're getting into some heated political discussion at a holiday dinner.
Yeah.
No, exactly. I
never
think the only thing that
happened.
would really cause that to happen now is if you're watching football, like the Lions Packers game tomorrow or the Cowboys, and then for whatever reason, somebody thought it was a great idea to bring out Biden to flip the coin.
Oh, then,
And then all of a sudden,
that son of a bitch.
here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Wind him up and watch him go.
Exactly.
I would love to see that happen in Dallas, by the way.
Well, and don't forget, we have picture number 15, please, Sean. It was Biden's birthday the other day, and you have this wonderful image of him with that burning cake. And when you get to a certain age, and of course, he didn't type this. It was some intern that also didn't understand, but you could understand Biden saying this. Thanks for the birthday well wishes today, everyone. Turns out on your 146th birthday, you run out of space for the candles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think the best caption for that shot
Yeah.
was the one I saw. Yeah, the cake is our nation.
Yes, on fire, and he's just grinning the entire time. Babylon Bee, of course, had one of the best. Picture number 13, please. Smoke rises from the White House, indicating that Biden has survived another year.
But it's black smoke, not white smoke.
Right, because that was the cake catching the drapes on fire.
Oh, that's great.
So, yes. And folks, remember, comedy is an important thing to have in this world. As we circled the drain, you must be able to laugh. And while you sit around the dinner table, you also need a fun shirt, like this shirt, as today is the anniversary, right, of JFK getting assassinated.
Oh, yeah.
You too can wear a shirt like this. If not us, who? If not now, when? Use the link down in the description. Go check out the Freedom Chronicles shop and grab a shirt. Also grab a Freedom Cow shirt. Get loud locally. We, of course, have picture number 1 and 2. Please, Sean, we have the greatest mugshot ever taken. The mugshot heard around the world on a T-shirt, as well as war, which is pretty much what we're in now anyway. And I must say, it was a very proud moment for me. Last time Dave Landau was down here, which you guys have been friends forever, right?
Yeah.
I gave him one of the shirts that we made for the show that is Oddball, where he says, when we go into battle, we play music really loud.
Yeah.
And he loved it. He said, nobody knows about Oddball and Kelly's Heroes.
That's
folks.
a great.
And if
great
you
movie.
watch the
That's
intro,
great
movie.
Great, and a great quote. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that.
And so that quote, folks, if you watch the intro, you hear that quote in the intro and a few other Oddball things. We put it on a shirt, and I gave him the shirt, and he wore it on Normal World. It's very nice.
Yes, he did.
He's worn it more than once.
He has.
I've
So it
seen,
means he
so.
likes the shirt. So,
That's
Dave, if
awesome.
you're watching, thank you. I appreciate it.
And if you want to make that shirt even more realistic, commemorating the anniversary of the death of
Oh, God.
JFK,
Should I cut off the back of it?
just
remove, chunk out part of the head.
squirt a little ketchup on the front of it.
Yes.
I was just thinking that's a
That's
good
true.
name for a band.
What's that?
The Grassy Knolls.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
That is a good band.
Yeah.
they could open it for the Dead Kennedys.
Yeah.
Hey,
Who-
that would work. Hey-o.
Who were a band?
Give you that one.
Who were a band? Yes.
Yep.
Yes, they were.
Yep.
Not a bad one. They had a couple of good songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so, folks, since Derek is the guest today for our music segment, we have a comedy segment. Enjoy this little clip of Derek Richards.
I always crack up when people freak out over politicians. People lose their mind over Biden, lose their mind over Trump. I'll say this about Biden: if he were working the drive-through, you would 100% check your order for accuracy before you drove off. Hang on. Hey, sweetheart, open the bag. Make sure that Shakes Magoo got everything. Okay, he fell off his bike on the way to work. Go ahead and take. Sir, I am so sorry. We ordered 3 cheeseburgers and a Diet Coke. There's 2 French fries and a dead squirrel in here. Oh, and this 8-ball of cocaine that belongs to your son working the register.
Fantastic. We love it.
I love telling that joke.
Oh, yeah. Did you see they leaked the pictures of the cocaine found at the White House? The little baggie in the little locker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Did you also see that picture from Hunter's laptop? It looks like he was banging Malia.
Allegedly.
Obama.
Yes.
It's her credit card on the
With some other white substance on the
with
credit
a bunch
card.
of lines right
Sweet.
next to it.
You know that that Biden joke that I do? Like I'll put that on Facebook ads from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do you get flagged?
it got flagged. The last time we posted it for an upcoming show that I had, it might have been one that I was going to use for Visani.
Oh.
And the guy that I work with who does social media, he goes, they took down the ad.
Wow.
I'm
I'm sure they didn't give you your money back.
Well, they took it down and then they just stop it wherever
Where
it was
stopped,
at, and then he loaded up a new video and then it just continued. So they didn't, they didn't just take all my money and then just not because it's like pay per click.
Yeah.
But it just cracked me up because there's nothing bad in that joke at all.
No,
There's nothing that's
hilarious.
me
Yeah.
talking about Hunter's laptop or Biden sniffing
you know
kids or
leftists.
something that might be, but everything is getting flagged. that even remotely touches on.
Leftists, no matter how young or old, have zero sense of humor.
Yes.
And I'm finding that what's really sad is you're seeing a lot of liberal comedians that are that normally don't let politics get into their show,
right,
are starting to let politics get into their show, and they're screwing up. I don't think it's a good idea.
Oh, they are. There was a guy that I worked with on a cruise ship who had done a DeSantis joke about the don't say gay bill or whatever.
Yeah.
And he did it, and the ship, of course, took off out of Florida.
Of course.
And he does a joke, and it doesn't land at all.
Probably not.
And the crowd's just staring at him. And all you hear...
That's because it wasn't even a funny high-heeled boots joke.
It was stupid. All you can hear is me in the back going, ah! And I went, idiot. Because then he caught himself. He was a comic out of L.A., and he goes, oh, I guess this boat did go out of Florida. And I went, yep.
Yep.
Stupid ass.
Well, and that's that. You got to know your audience.
I love the pushback that we're getting now.
Yes.
From audiences where the silent majority is not silent anymore.
No, exactly.
And they're tired of the minuscule, 1/2 of 1/3 of 1% screaming like idiots and being taken at anything being credible coming out of their mouths.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I love seeing. That's why it's so funny. Like, I'll do that Biden joke, and I'll literally see some people in the crowd. Like, I can tell immediately what side of the fence they're on. And I'm like, and that's a harmless joke.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, and when Trump would do something stupid, I'd make jokes about that. It's like, that's the nature of our business.
Yes.
But you see people in a crowd, especially on a cruise ship, because they're just cruise ship people.
Right.
And they just sit there and cross their arms and look at the stage, and I'm like, oh.
I was told you were going to be funny.
And in my head, I'm going, well, I wasn't going to do this next Biden joke.
But now I will.
But now that I know it's pissing you off,
I'm in.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Pushing all the chips.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, and now you're also seeing that with what has happened with Matt Rife. Mr., like you mentioned this morning, crashes Ticketmaster for comedy, which is great. That means people
Hugely
are getting
popular.
into comedy more and more.
Right.
But that also means, folks, if you're getting into comedy, don't be thin-skinned. And especially Matt Rife, he's used to doing a lot of crowd work which say what you want, his type of crowd work. I think he just makes up his material as he's talking about people.
Right.
Well, he makes it seem like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of crowd work guys do that.
You've got standard.
Yeah, and you kind of use it to lead you into certain things. Now there's genuinely very well-trained improv people that can take a situation and make it funny organically.
Right.
I've worked with those guys before. I mean, crowd work stuff is not my cup of tea, but I respect somebody that does it well.
Yeah.
And so Matt's obviously been making a killing.
And now
doing what he does.
You have this issue. His latest special, which came out on November 15th, opens with him talking about a quote unquote ratchet, as the kids would say, restaurant in Baltimore, in which him and a friend noticed that the female server had a black eye, and let the comedian tell the joke.
Well, yeah, it was just the hostess had a black eye.
Right.
And so Matt was there with a buddy of his, and his buddy said, wow, I can't believe they have this lady working up front who clearly has a shiner.
Sure.
And the fact that she's the face of your company. You come walking there, that's the first
person you see.
The first person you see is Trevor Burbick after getting smoked by Mike Tyson. And so the comment that he made is, I can't believe they don't put her back, in the kitchen, so she's just not out in the public eye.
Yes.
And the joke was, well, if she were in the kitchen, if she could cook, she probably wouldn't have the black eye.
Hey.
Which is hilarious.
A funny joke.
It's a joke.
Exactly.
He's not your pastor. He's not your HR director. He's not your congressman making this.
He's a comedian.
He's a comedian.
Right. And so he went on after he said the joke by saying, just testing the waters, seeing if y'all are going to be fun or not. Quote, I figure if we start the show with domestic violence, the rest of the show should be smooth sailing. And viewers expressed their frustration with the joke about domestic violence across social media, of course. Blah, blah, blah. But we all wondered this morning what his response to that was going to be.
Yeah, we were all saying, God, do not apologize.
Do not apologize.
And then you came out and said, here's his apology. And we're like, no.
Yes.
But then
So he came
here the
out
apology.
and said on Instagram, on an Instagram story, quote, "If you've ever been offended by a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology." And he put a link with the on the, you could type what the name of the link says, and it says tap to solve your issue, and it takes you to a website where you can purchase a special need helmet. So we applaud you, Matt Rife. Good job on doubling down
Exactly.
and making a joke out of that as well.
Excellent.
We love it. So,
Excellent. Good. I'm glad to see
Yeah.
that he didn't puss out, because
Mhm.
there's a lot of people that is these days in Hollywood and whatnot, that as soon as they get any pushback like that, they cave like a cheap suit.
Yeah.
Well, it's the agents and the managers and everybody else who's, you know,
got to do damage control.
Yeah, exactly. And the promoters and stuff like that. I mean, like we're talking about this earlier because Matt had shot a movie. I was grateful enough to be in it with him. I play a bar owner that owns a club where they're doing a one-nighter. And Matt Rife is in the movie with Jamie Kennedy. And it's called Don't Suck. It comes out December 1st, and it's going to be released worldwide.
Look it up, folks.
Check it
the
out.
Trailer is hilarious.
Jamie if you're
Kennedy,
in
Matt
Florida, I saw it is select theaters.
Yes.
The closest one in Florida is in Tampa.
Yeah.
So that's not bad, but that's great.
But it'll be streaming.
Yeah, it'll be streaming.
He's streaming everywhere. And it's called Don't Suck. And it's about a vampire that wants to be a comedian. And Matt Rife plays the
Just
vampire.
The premise is
Jamie
hilarious.
Kennedy plays sort of the has-been comic who has taken him under his wing, takes him on the road to do gigs and stuff like that. So it's a funny movie. It really
Yeah, I want
to
to check it out.
It really came out slick. I mean, because you only go in and you shoot your segments,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't see how everything's being put together.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm here to shoot this brick of the house.
Yeah.
And then when you see the house built, you're like, damn. So I was very, very impressed with the way it came out. But this whole thing happened like literally like within the past week, 5 days,
Right.
Yeah.
So,
The Matt Rife
like
thing?
you said, the movie got postponed because of the strike, because of COVID, and all
Right.
these issues. So now it's like ready to go. Matt Rife is blown up.
Yeah.
And now this hits him.
And now here's this controversy.
Yeah.
But as I was, talking to a buddy of mine who wrote the film, I said, you know what? The woke mob will find something else to do in a week.
Exactly.
This is going to be long gone.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
Well,
it is.
hopefully.
I love the way he responded to it. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
and hopefully the movie will get even more success because Matt Rife's name is getting tossed around even more now.
Well, and you got to find your tribe.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I say that all the time now. It's like you're not going to please everybody.
No.
And there's always going to be someone who's going to complain if you're at a comedy show. If you're saying anything that's outside of, knock jokes, or you're expressing any kind of an opinion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If it's, hey, well, my wife, she sure thinks I'm an idiot.
Then you're on a beach in Naples.
Yeah, exactly.
Marriage.
Hey.
Am I right?
Huh?
Hey,
Am I right, people? Huh? Anybody listening?
yeah. You
Hello?
hate your wife too, right?
Hey, what do you think of the food here?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So my point is with that, it's good that he's going to find, like I was talking to my buddy too, the writer. I said, listen, if anything, he's going to get a lot more male followers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
if he ended up pissing off, a female audience or a segment of them, then it's like, well, then that's, if that pisses you off,
Eventually-
you're not going to like the other
No,
hour that
You're not
he's
going to be
doing.
the fan of him anyway.
That's literally a 10-second joke.
Yeah.
So
Your hostess joke is funnier anyway.
what's that?
It's the one with you and your buddy.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Which, folks, it's online, but go see
It is
Derek.
online.
Go see him live. It's a fantastic show. That will bring us to our Patriot and Traitor of the Week. Now, Derek, as the guest, we'll let you go first. Do you have a Patriot of the Week?
No. I'm going to go with you.
Oh,
Jesus.
thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. See what I mean?
I'm in his
What an ass
studio.
kisser.
I'm in his studio. and I have literally gone out of my way to just not pay any attention to the news or anything else going on right now.
Oh,
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. And folks, that's why today is the Thanksgiving special. So if you're enjoying the show, we greatly appreciate it. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the show, especially on Rumble, because YouTube just sucks. Except for the Landau episode. The one time we had Landau on the show, it has 14,000 views now.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So thank you, Dave. We appreciate it. Please come on the show again soon. Please pass along the message.
Well, that was when he was with Crowder, and that whole controversy was just starting to blow up.
And
right
so
then.
everybody wondered where Dave was going, and so the video boosted up.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. But I'm glad Dave is hanging out at the Blaze and has his own show.
Yeah.
Normal World.
No,
It's
he's got a great
hilarious.
show on there. It's a fun show. He's a great guy, one of my best friends, and one of the funniest humans that I've had a chance.
It's really cool
to
that
work
he's
with.
giving you an opportunity to hang out
he's
and do
great.
stuff there too.
He's
That's
really
awesome.
he's connected his friends with that show, and he's been a big supporter of the people that have been with him.
Yeah,
you know,
that's awesome.
Long before this
and
even
the
came
skits
about.
are hilarious. And what I was going to say to Dave too, last time I saw him, I didn't get a chance to, was, and we talked about it a little bit, comedians are a good way to get truth across. And a comedian friend of ours too, who's been on the show, I believe, also said it's easier to feed somebody the truth when their mouth is open laughing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a great point. And when I really thought about it, when you looked at shows like the old Tonight Show with Johnny Carson or even Jay Leno, and I'm sure what the Daily Show and some of those other shows were trying to do, even SNL in the old days, Weekend Update with Norm. We've been watching a lot of Norm Macdonald lately. It's about getting the point across of the news, but making you laugh about it. That makes you want to care about it more. And somewhere along the lines, it just got so corrupted by the media and the left. And what Normal World is doing, and what we try to do on this show too, is to laugh about all of it.
The absurdity.
Because it is absurd, and you have to laugh about it. Otherwise, you'll go nuts.
It's a clown world.
Right. It is a clown world. So with shows like Normal World, it's nice that it has that late night feel, but you're still getting the important news across. That's the point. That's what I try to do with this show.
Yeah, it's a good fun, chill show. I recommend anybody check it out. Like I said, the sketches on there are hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ken, who is your Patriot of the week?
I'm gonna have to go with the brand new libertarian president of Argentina.
Oh, you stole mine.
Did I steal yours?
Yes.
Sorry. Well,
that's okay. We'll double up. Picture number 6, please.
The guy's awesome.
Or, 9, number 9,
Malay?
please. Yes.
The guy's awesome. I mean, if you watch,
there he is. Make Argentina great again.
He's the one. He's the one that got me into reading subtitles. Because you see the passion. In his voice, and when he's telling you about what he thinks about the left.
Well, picture number 12 as well.
Socialist.
He goes. His
awesome.
Big thing. He has a financial background, so he's big on wanting to cut spending. And that's like one of Argentina's biggest problems. So he's known for taking this chainsaw around, just waving it in the air, going, "We're going to cut spending. We're going to cut spending." And there's
he's on X. There's some of the videos of him, but you just watch those videos. And he's got this that female Argentine news host. Just has her locked up. Because she's trying to say, well, you know, why are you doing this? And he's like, you can't give the socialists 1 inch. You give them 1 inch, they'll use it to kill you. They're shit.
Well, we have that. Picture number 17, please. Picture number 17, please. Turning Point Action put this out and said, meet Argentina's new president, Javier Milei. Says climate change is, quote, a lie of socialism. Wants to end central banking. Says redistributing wealth is a violent act. Says life begins at conception. Says his philosophy, you can't give shit leftists an inch or they'll use it to destroy you.
Yes, he's right.
Where is the lie? So picture number 16, please. The new Don't Tread on Me flag.
I love this guy, though. He looks like he was in Almost Famous.
Right?
Exactly.
The hair and the mutton chops.
Yeah.
And don't tread on Argentina.
He was a soccer player. Then he dumped out of that. I guess he was in a rock band too. He was a singer or something.
Of course he was.
And then he's got his degree in economics, but he's no idiot. And everybody, the leftists, the liberal media here in this country, try to make him look like he's some sort of psycho.
Right.
But you watch the episode that he did with Tucker.
I still need to watch that. Yeah.
And he's right about. I mean,
it's great.
I think he's awesome for Argentina.
Yeah.
I mean, Misha, with this 90-year-old lady that's been calling into my show for years. And she grew up in Perón's Argentina. She saw what happened. She
saw it happen.
And she's been calling my show saying, you know, it's starting to happen here. And this was like 15 years ago. She started calling.
Wow.
And she's now 90. I haven't talked to her.
It's been a while, yeah.
No, she was like a week ago.
Yeah, that's true. She did.
But it was before he won.
Right.
And I would love to see her reaction.
Hopefully she calls in next week.
to him winning, because it's huge. And what's really impressive is the youth in Argentina. He dominated the youth vote.
Good.
in Argentina.
Well, and you're starting
another
to
thing,
see that with Trump now.
They
too.
had those votes counted within like 5 hours.
That's the thing.
We knew who won.
So cut to picture number 10, please. The Buenos Aires Herald had this to say, that Buenos Aires City to use paper ballots after voting machine fiasco in the primary. So Jack Posobiec tweeted out, how did Argentina know the election results so fast? Oh, yeah. They banned electronic voting machines. Go figure.
As we should here.
And if
which technically should count these faster.
But they don't.
No.
Because
Yeah.
they're manipulated,
Mhm.
because they wait to see, okay, how many votes do we need to gin up to win?
Right.
And that's why they wait so long.
And so
It's the motor voter bill, everything about it was just to initiate fraud in our
Mhm.
elections.
Mm-hmm.
And so if things continue, cut to picture number 11, please. This will be most Americans if things don't work out. We're moving to Argentina. So, yeah. That will bring us to our
Isn't that
trader.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, that is Kid Rock. Oh, yeah. That is Kid Rock, yes. That will bring us to our trader of the week. Derek, do you have a trader of the week?
No,
Okay.
I really don't.
I understand.
See, this is the beauty
Of not watching
of not,
TV.
of not giving a shit.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That is true.
This is the beauty of ignorance is
Mhm.
bliss. This is the face of ignorance is bliss right now.
Very
Hey,
nice.
what's the trader? I have no idea.
Ken.
RNC.
Yeah. The rats as well. Picture number 14. They're all rats. They're all rats. Republicans against Trump with tiny D's eyes.
Again, I'll just say it again. They the whole GOP and the RNC, they could have made the choice to be heroes, to become the new face of patriotism in America by coalescing behind Trump, taking the country back, and screwing it. But instead, they've decided to follow the corporate fascists, and other than Vivek, every other swinging dick up there is there
Yeah.
to try and take down Trump
Mhm.
and kiss the ass of their corporate donors.
Yes.
They're not there for America. None of them are America first, except Vivek. I think he would be. Vivek's doing a great job of building his momentum for 2028. He knows he's got no shot this
Yeah.
year. Everybody knows it's going to be Trump.
Give him a cabinet position.
But the problem is the RNC is doing they're complicit with the left in trying to take Trump down.
Yeah.
They're not America first. And I'll say it again. The elephant needs to die, folks. The elephant needs to be put down.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
I give mine to the Biden regime because even now you have Cardi B
It's too easy.
coming out. I know, but
but I saw that.
it's the updates. Cardi B coming
I
out.
saw that.
We really are effed right now. Effed right now. I'm an quote. This is a quote. I'm an angry ass bitch right now.
Just
I
like
need-
Michael Rappaport.
That was the
That
shock.
blew me away.
Did you see that, Derek?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Michael Rappaport, who hated Trump. How many F-bombs did he use to put in those videos?
My God.
I hate Trump, blah, 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 blah. Now, things are so bad. Again, it takes people to really understand the suffering that comes from these Democrat, socialist nut jobs. Again, everything discussed on this show is solely our opinion and should be taken as such. Our disclaimer per episode.
I don't really think we need one.
Yeah, at this point, we don't. But even he's saying, where's Trump?
Well, how many times have I said it? You base voting Democrats. You might think you're all cool, but you're not going to be part of
Yeah.
the Klan.
No.
You're not going to be part of the people in the bubble. You're going to get drugged to the showers right next to me and
Yep.
him and him.
You want to be next to Lovejoy in the showers?
You don't want to have that happen.
No.
That you don't want this beast to be your last visual before you choke out in the shower.
He has
can I-
2 X's, none of which have been seen lately.
Destroyed them.
Have you ever seen the washerwomen show at the medieval fair?
No.
I just think of this.
What is
'Cause
that?
It's a hilarious show. These two women, and obviously it's a very fun show to watch, and they're comedy. And they bring people up on stage and they sing songs and go nuts and always like are hitting on the guys and stuff. And so at one point they're talking about the guys and they're talking to the guy's wife and they're like, is it like, oh my God, or oh my God? Like, which is worse? This show is starting to crumble. And so Cardi B is upset too because talking about New York and all the money they're wasting and all the money that goes to fighting Ukraine and soon to be Israel and all this. And she goes, in New York, there's $120 million budget cut. There's $120 million budget cut in New York that is going to affect schools, public libraries, and police departments. That's a New York native saying that. And they just don't care.
Did you hear what Janet Yellen, the transgender Claude Rains, look them up, pictures. I'm telling you, they're the same person. Yeah. She says that funding schools in Ukraine is a national security issue for us.
For us.
We have to fund schools
yes.
in Ukraine.
Of course we do. No, we don't, folks. And that's
Nuke
why
Ukraine.
All of your groceries this Thanksgiving are so much more. And picture number 7, this about sums it up as we shift to some nicer topics before we end the show. Gentlemen, it is with great displeasure to inform you that these soft men are making hard times.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very true.
That is true.
Yes. As a side note, did picture number 6, did you see Snoop Dogg's wonderful marketing ploy? He originally posted that picture where he goes, I'm giving up smoking. Well, that is because the next day he's transitioned from smoking to the launch of his own gummies and vape.
Called it.
Are we surprised? No, we are not.
That was exactly how I replied to you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised it took that long, to be honest with you.
That's true. And, of course, I saw Babylon B. It was the Hard Times posted. Snoop Dogg walks back, thoughts on what he said about quitting smoking. Quote, I said that when I was high. Yes. Being from Detroit, I figured you'd appreciate this. You got to be careful when your car breaks down in Chicago. Picture number 4, please. When you have to wait for AAA, this is how you do it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So when you're driving to your family's house this Thanksgiving, stay out of the major cities and don't fly with a turkey. What was that? You could fly with a whole turkey?
You can fly with a whole turkey.
Yes.
I did. Who knew?
Who knew?
In your carry-on.
Just no gravy.
No gravy.
God forbid.
It's liquid. Could be a bomb.
Liquid. Could be a liquid gravy bomb.
Gravy bomb.
That's the next day.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Right? Because what were you saying, plumbers? It's the number 1 day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Black Friday is also known as Brown Friday. It's the number one. It's the number 1 call day for plumbers.
Wow.
From Uncle Joe and everybody.
All the stocked up,
clogging up your.
Was that? That was Christmas, right? National Lampoon's.
Can we still call it Black Friday? Is it African American Friday?
Well, they don't even like that anymore. It's People of Color Friday.
Okay.
Pock Friday.
Pock Friday.
Pock Friday.
Pock Friday.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a person of color. I have color. Right.
You're a
peach is a color.
Yes, it is.
I make.
So is cream.
Yeah, I know.
Cream is a color.
Cream is a color.
This is a disaster.
I love that video of Larry David on Curb Your Enthusiasm. I forget the other actor's name, the black gentleman walking next to him down the street. And Larry David's like, you're like a mocha. He's like, man, I'm a cappuccino.
Well, and that's the whole thing. I just find it hilarious that that nobody in the Republican Party has got the balls to call out the racism that is the Congressional Black Caucus, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus.
Yes. Where's the White Caucus?
Yeah. Oh, that would be racist.
That would be racist.
That would be racist.
That's not allowed.
Can't have that.
No White Caucus.
But you can have the Black Caucus.
And have Nancy Pelosi kneeling down with her African scarf on and mask. Remember that? That was great.
Just saying. It's racist. You can but again, from the left, black people can't be racist.
Well, but you would also think that when you're watching the news, that at every street corner there's a black person and white person fighting.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
you would think like none of us live in harmony.
No,
like none of us have.
And we have black friends
of color that
exactly.
That
we have
would
Asian friends
and that you would hang and do stuff with.
Yes.
So the
Puerto Rican friends.
The way
and
it's
it used to be. I can remember when I was in the Navy, I was the token whitey at a couple of duty stations. We all got along great.
Yeah.
And we all used to make fun of how, oh man, pretty soon, Lovejoy, this whole country is going to be mocha. Because, of blacks and white, everybody's getting together. And I don't have a problem with that.
I don't care.
Racial harmony is, I think we were closer to racial harmony before Obama. And then Obama and Eric the Coward Holder just dicked it up and have created so much racial tension to where now you have a lot of blacks who consider, again, look, we're all white supremacists.
Yeah.
Just because we're white.
Exactly.
And that's how we're portrayed by leftist blacks and leftist whites.
Yeah.
And the media. And it's not true. Everybody knows it's not true. And I think that's one of the reasons that people are just turning off the news. And like Cardi B and Michael Rappaport are starting to wake up to the fact that we're being totally screwed by one party who's deliberately trying to divide all of us into little boxes and then pit one box against the other.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as we keep rejecting that and saying, no, I'm still gonna have black friends.
Exactly.
I'm still gonna have Hispanic.
Right.
Because somebody, I don't get the left. I don't understand. I know where the hierarchy of the left wants to take this, but that base voting Democrats buy into this stuff. It blows me away.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's nothing
And
more
that's why
disconcerting than that.
We're supposed to be fighting over the true debates and around Thanksgiving. That's favorite side. As we wrap up with 1 minute left, Derek, what's your favorite side on Thanksgiving?
Favorite side?
Yes,
side dish
is going to be side dish. I got to go with stuffing.
Stuffing,
Yeah,
good stuffing.
I don't mind. Yeah,
No
good
giblets.
stuff.
Don't put that
No.
crap in there.
No,
I don't want no.
I'll let
turkey
my mom know.
guts
No.
in my stuffing.
yes, Ken.
I really like it all. I mean, I'm
Yes.
serious. I love the sweet potatoes. I love the green bean casserole. I love the and all the, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of cranberry sauce, but you put some cranberry sauce with some butter on your biscuits.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you what,
We should have. I believe our friend is making the cranberry sauce, so it should not be the canned.
Awesome.
I was used to that for years.
Yeah.
I grew up with that.
Yeah.
Till I figured out how to make it, and I'm like, oh, this is delightful.
Yes. Mine would have to be just, I love a good mashed potatoes, like creamy mashed potatoes with the gravy like that with the turkey. Excellent. You can't beat it.
You like
Folks,
creamy mashed? I like them thick.
thick,
A little chunky. I don't mind
little
some
chunky.
lumps.
Are we still talking about mashed potatoes?
We're back on the beach in
Back on
Naples.
the Naples beach.
Listen to Lovejoy Show from this morning. You'll understand that. I would rather not repeat it. And that's also because the show is over. Derek, thank you
Thanks.
for joining us.
Happy
Appreciate it.
Thanksgiving,
Thank
studio.
folks.
Folks, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us in the new studio, and we'll see you next week from the bunker. Good night.
In its hour of maximum danger.
Mike, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution.
Hi,
to our
good night,
problem.
everybody.
Government is the problem.